Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today I'm doing a playthrough of Ashes Ascendancy, the newest set in the Ashes Reborn series and kind of a restart for the series. And disclaimer that I got an early version of the game close to the final product. And if you like the content on the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You'll get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month you can't see anywhere else. You can also listen to our weekly podcast for reviews and design discussions, or join the conversation and say hi on our Discord. So again, the Ashes Ascendancy starter set is kind of a new entry point for Ashes Reborn, and apparently like a lot of stuff is going to be print on demand after this if you want older content. But in this set, you're getting 2 new Phoenixborn decks, although you can deck build and kind of construct and mix and match. And the core game comes with a boss to fight against in a new format for the solo co-op mode, which is nice because originally you had to get something like the Master set that's been out of print for quite a while, and then separately get the Corpse of Vyro set. So this is a definitely easier entry point for people trying to play this game solo co-op. And yeah, these new ones are called Dragonborn instead of Chimera. The story is supposed to be that like the Chimera and the Red Rains have been defeated, but now the dragons that were sealed away long ago, kind of like, I don't know, the Titans in Tartarus in Greek mythology, they are coming back for a vengeance. And just like with the competitive game and with the original solo co-op mode, you have to deal enough damage to their Dragonborn, in this case 30, before they deal too much damage to your leader, your Phoenixborn, in this case 15, for Aaron Frostpeak. And besides that, Ashes is sort of a Magic the Gathering-esque game where you're playing spells and creatures and having them fight each other, except that a lot of the action is controlled by these dice that you roll. I've done a billion videos on the channel about the game before, so I'm not going to explain the rules in too much detail, but I will try to highlight things that are new in this set. Now, if you've seen my other plays, you'll see that there's still a behavior card, but instead of it changing as the boss levels up, this behavior card is always the same. And instead of you rolling a d12 die and having a lot more results, instead you're rolling these basic dice, which were also in the original Chimera Red Rain sets. And just like in those sets, the dice, when they're not rolling basic sides, will kind of be like going up here to level up, and they'll eventually get the boss some status tokens that'll let them fire off a special ability. For Scatha Kalani, it's called Poach. But then a big change is that in the original solo co-op mode, the boss would be building up these Red Rains tokens, which would trigger their ultimate ability and level them up. Now for this one, definitely changes the pacing quite a bit. They have this ready spell and this kind of ultimate progress ability that will happen at the end of each round. So in round 2, they'll be level 2. And in round 3, they'll be their max level 3. So they really ramp up the nastiness they're throwing at you pretty quickly. So with that in mind, I could play with them at a higher difficulty. Their threat value is how many aspects, how many like monsters they're going to have each round for free. I'm going to play with +1, so heroic mode, where they have 5. I did just win a basic game pretty handily, so maybe I should go to 6. But with them ramping up so quickly, I'm a little bit worried they'll kick my butt. Although every time I play Ashes, I feel like I lower the difficulty slightly more than I should, and I kick their butt instead. But, you know, whatever. Either way, you'll get to see how the thing works. And like I said, the new starter set contains 2 Phoenixborn, and I'm using one of them, Aaron Frostpeak. And along with Aaron, you get a new type of die, the Astral Magic die, and I'm just going to use 10 of those instead of kind of mixing and matching like you often do in the game. If you want to see the other new deck, Issa Brightmore's deck, and the new Artifice Magic, go check out Steve's video on the Co-op Guild. He did a great playthrough with them and also talked through the game. He did a whole video on like the differences from the original solo co-op and this one. Some great content over on the Co-op Guild if you want to check it out. But the big thing for the Astral Magic, it's kind of the opposite of the, the Justice dice or Lion dice from the original game. When you use one of the owl sides, which is the power face, the 1 out of 6 face on the dice, you can put it on a unit or a Phoenixborn, and the next time they would be dealt damage, then you get rid of the die to stop one of the damage. So it's kind of like a little sitting defense to help your people out. And Aaron Frostpeak has his Ascend ability. He can exhaust and spend 1 die of the whatever it is, whatever's between power and basic, to deal 1 damage to a target unit and to place an astral die from the exhausted pool onto him. But also that combos with his main card, Aerial Strike, which lets him deal 4 damage to a unit an opponent controls if he has an astral die on him. So the fact that he can get an astral die while also doing some plinky damage is pretty nice. Besides that, my starting 5, I'm starting with the strongest unit in this deck, which is the Skybreak Captain. They cost a lot, but they have this uplift ability that gives them a free defensive astral die when they come into play. And if they have a die on them, they can use as a side action each round this aerial command ability to give another unit +1 attack for the rest of the round. Pretty dang cool. That combos pretty well with my Javelineer, who costs an owl to bring out. She has the Frost Throw ability. As a main action, you can exhaust her to deal damage to a unit equal to her attack value. And that attack value could be boosted by somebody like the Skybreak Captain, so she could deal 2 damage to somebody, pretty nice. And then Aaron's base deck has 2 Summoning, a Stellar Oracle, and a Frost Talon. Frost Talon's pretty weak, but when they attack, they can't be blocked by units or the Dragonborn, which can be nice to just finish somebody off. And the Stellar Oracle gives you some card draw. And you already saw the Aerial Strike. So that's going to be my starting 5 cards out of my deck. And yeah, let's jump in, just kind of talk you through how things work. So at the beginning of each round, there is a dragon phase, but you skip that for the first round. It's very similar to what the old Phoenixborn would do at the end of the round, but it's going to, give them bonuses if they have some aspects left alive. They're going to refill their aspects. And they're going to do that progress thing that happens every round now, kind of like the old ultimate, which will just kick my butt. It's going to do a ton of damage to my people. But then we get to the prepare phase. So I'm going to roll dice. Oh, and I'm going first, by the way. All right, so I'm going to roll all 10 of these. Hopefully we'll get a good number of owls, or not. We got a bunch of the medium results and some basics. And yeah, just 1 owl. We might have to meditate to get more because at least, I think, 2 of my cards require an owl to play. And let's start off strong and bring out my Skybreak Captain. So it's going to cost my 1 owl, 1 of these, 1 basic. They get exhausted immediately, but the uplift ability pulls 1 back to give me a nice little defensive boost there, and I'm ready to command somebody else to fight if needed, or just deal 3 attack to 1 of their people when they come out. And sorry, I guess I kind of skipped by. On each of your turns, you need to take a main action, which was in my case summoning the Skybreak Captain. That's the symbol here on their card to show it costs your main action. And then you can optionally do a side action before or after. Oh, which I guess I didn't consider, but I don't think I'm going to do one. Yeah, I can do my Aerial Strike to attack somebody or use Aaron's Ascend ability, but there's no enemy units to hit yet. So now we switch to the Dragonborn's turn, and this is pretty much identical to the original Red Rains. If they have any face-down aspects, they're going to roll 1 of their dice and refer to their behavior card to determine what they do. So here we go, and we got a basic result, which says they will try to attack if they're able. If not, they reveal somebody. And since it was a basic result, it stays down here. If it had been a crown or a dragon, it would have gone up here, and they would have resolved a different action. So all they're doing is revealing their first card. And by the way, for aspects, the first one always has a 1 blood value, then 2, then 1, then 2, and just alternating for the first round. But for the rest of the game, you just shuffle them all together and deal whatever you get. So we've got Radiant Flash. Okay, it says when this unit comes into play, the target opposing player must lower 1 power die, which is an owl, in their active pool 2 levels. Oh, if they cannot, place 1 status token on the Dragonborn, And they've got, by the way, 2 attack, 1 life, and 1 blood. Seems like a nice candidate for my Ascend, 1 damage power. So I clearly don't have any power dice to lower. Maybe I should have meditated with my side action I just skipped last round. So instead, the Dragonborn gets a status token, and this is new. She has this poach ability at the start of each of her turns. If she has a status token, she's going to remove 1 and deal 1 damage to the leftmost unit, or my Phoenixborn if I don't have any units. And that's also what she'll get when she fills all of this with non-basic dice, just 1 status token, a single point of damage, which is a lot less bad than in the original solo co-op mode. We're getting all 5 of these dice to be non-basic, would give them one of the Red Rains tokens and get them closer to firing off their ultimate. But again, the ultimate is basically happening anyway. So yeah, all pretty nasty. I see. It seems like my Skybreak Captain's about to get hit by her poach ability. But for now, let's keep doing what we meant to do, and we'll bring out our... Oh, I don't have a thing, and I wanted to use Aaron to do their Ascend power. Well, it's okay. It's okay. So I'll take as a side action you can always take called Meditate, where you can discard as many cards from your ready-like spells. I don't have any of those yet. Or the top of your deck or your hand. I'll discard, I don't know, 2... And you can deck yourself out. There's no shuffling in this game to change up to 2 of my dice into whatever side I want. So I'll put both of them on power sides. And then for my second action, I will use 1 of those power dice to bring out my Javelineer so that I can try to do some automatic damage, maybe to that Radiant Flash person, although, again, Aaron can do that on his own. All right, now we get to them again, and they are doing the Crown one, which says first as a side action, they activate the Dragonborn's Ready spell, and then they reveal their next aspect. So their Ready spell is connected to that Progress Ultimate ability. This will get triggered whenever they roll that result. And it's going to change as they go through their Ready spells. So round 2 it'll be something different, and then round 3 for the rest of the game will be something even nastier. This one says the target player must lower 1 non-basic die in their active pool 1 level. I don't want to lose the owl, the power I just got, so I'll lower 1 of my other ones to a basic. Okay, then they're revealing their next aspect. So we got more friends to play with. What's this? Seer. 3 attack, 2 life, 2 blood. Seer, at the start of the Dragonborn's turn, remove 1 status token from this unit to deal 1 damage to the opposing player's target Phoenixborn. So if I can't kill that right away, which I don't think I can, they are going to get to plink me for some free damage. Oh, and speaking of free damage, let's not forget the one status token that was on the dragonborn. She's dealing 1 damage to my leftmost unit. Now, here's the thing. I don't really want to get rid of the token on the Skybreak Captain. Can I choose not to use it? After a card you control with an astral die on it is dealt damage, exhaust that die to prevent 1 damage from being received. Yeah, it doesn't say may, so I think I have to, unfortunately, which means this goes away and he doesn't take any damage, or she. The reason I'm a little bit bummed out about that is because if I had the astral die, I could have used Aerial Command, turned the Javelinier's Frost Throw for 1 damage into 2 by increasing her attack by 1, which could have one-shotted the Seer before it hurt me. But yeah, none of that is happening for now, sadly. But that's okay, my leader can tank a few hits. So let's do the basic thing here. And exhaust me to use the Ascend ability. So I gotta spend 1 of these. I deal 1 damage to a unit an opponent controls, and then I place an astral die over here, and this comes from my exhausted pile, by the way, and that'll prep me to use Aerial Strike if they bring out like a really strong person. And the 1 damage will take out the Radiant Flash unit, since they only have 1 life, and the blood value is how much damage gets dealt to the boss, so defeating their aspects also hurts them, so that's 1 damage out of 30. Oh, wait, did I do a main action yet? No, they were already out. And I don't want to use their Frost Throw until I can potentially boost it. Don't use Aerial Strike yet. That's a side action anyway. So here, let's get one of my summoning ones. Stellar Oracle has a bit more damage output, so let's put them out. Putting the card in play, it's a ready spell, so it stays around from round to round. I can keep using it. That costs my main action. But then on my next turn, I can exhaust it to actually summon the unit into play. There we go. Oh, whoops, that should be up there. And let's see what they do this round. Another one, so I'm having to reduce a die. I'll turn another one of these into a basic, and they're going to reveal the next person, which is Rapid Flight. So it says, Quick Strike. While this unit is attacking, it deals its damage before units in battle with it. And this targeting icon means that it'll attack my rightmost unit if they had... Where's the one I killed? Radiant Flash. This icon means if they attack my Phoenixborn. But you can also sometimes block. Oh, whoops. I forgot that Seer did 1 damage to my Phoenixborn at the start of the turn. All right, you know what? That Rapid Flight's pretty annoying. I don't want them to be able to kill me without me being able to respond. So instead of worrying about boosting Javelinier, let's just exhaust them to use Frost Throw and deal damage straight to Rapid Flight. Now, importantly, like the old Chimera, the Dragonborn has a chance to block when you have one of your units attack one of theirs. But here I'm just doing direct damage, which is why I like the Javelinier. So they are dead, and that's another damage to the boss. And what the hey for a side action? Am I going to have enough if I use that? I need 2 to summon the Stellar Oracle. I need 1 to summon a Frost Town, and then potentially 1 to play Aerial Strike. So yeah, I should be okay to get that on. Now I can use Aerial Command later, although it's too late for the Javelinier. Or if they get attacked, they'll just prevent 1 damage again. All right, back to the Phoenixborn. The Seer hits me again for 1 damage, but now they're out of status tokens until the next round. And... oh, another one. So I have to crud. I might have to meditate again. I'm lowering another die by 1 level. And they're revealing Dragon Rage. When this unit is declared as an attacker, place 1 status token on the Dragonborn. That's annoying. And they would attack my nice strong unit for 4, which would be too much even with their astral die. Which makes me think that seems like the kind of person I want to murder, right? Well, I could also summon a Stellar Oracle, which has 2 attack, and then boost it with the Skybreak Captain to get to 3 attack and do the Dragon Rage to save my Aerial Strike. But there's always the chance that the Dragonborn will just block the attack. So now let's do the sure thing. So for my side action, I'm going to use one of my basic dice, and I can only use this because my Phoenixborn has an astral die on it. I'm dealing... oh, wait, crud, they don't have an astral die on them. I forgot, one of the times Seer hit me, I would have been, again, I think, forced to use it. I'm not 100% on whether that effect is forced, but it doesn't say you may exhaust that die to prevent 1 damage, so yeah. So crud, I can't use the friggin' Aerial Strike. Well, yeah, let's go for plan 2 then, right? Plan B, plan 2. For my main action, I'm going to summon the Stellar Oracle for 1 and 1 of these. And here they are. They're a 2/2, Divination 2. When this unit comes into play, draw 2 cards. If you do, place a card from your hand on top of the draw pile. So, let's see. Got another Summon Stellar Oracle. Never bad to have a lot of summons. Gust Spear. This is an alteration, so I would put it on one of my people for that. They would get +1 attack until they died. And when I attach it, I get to lower 2 dice in an opponent's active pool, so I could slow down them getting their free attack. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm going to play either of these. So I'm just going to put this one on top of the deck. It doesn't matter. I'll get back to it in a second. So that was my main action. If I can do Aerial Command, I can boost them, but it only lasts for my turn. So I need to do it as my side action next turn and then attack for 3. I don't really have any other side actions. Well, I'll meditate again and just... oh, crud. If I discard the top card, it'll be one of the things I just saw. What was the thing? Well, what was it? +1 attack? That's okay. So I'll discard this for a meditation side action to put this back to being an owl. Probably so I can summon a Frost Talon once I bring this out. Or I could put it on my Phoenixborn to use Aerial Strike. I'm honestly not sure yet. All right, they've still got one unrevealed dude, so they're going to roll one more time, but then they will stop. They got a basic, which means they attack if able. And that's always their leftmost person. So the Seer would attack for 3. It's got 2 life. Which means the Stellar Oracle could perfectly defeat it. That's fine. But they were supposed to kill the Dragon Rage person. I could have my Phoenixborn intercept the attack once per round, but then I'd take 3 damage? That seems terrible. Yeah, okay. So I will have the Stellar Oracle exhaust to counter attack. They're exhausting to attack. And yeah, they do 3 damage to me. I do 2 damage to them. Everyone's dead, and the Dragonborn takes 2 damage. And since it's a conjuration, it just goes back to like my general supply, and I can summon it again with my summon spell later. All right, so next turn, there's a 1/3 chance they'll roll the basic side. It's 1/3 of the faces, 2 out of 6. I'd make the Dragon Rage attack, which would come after my Skybreak Captain, which would kind of force me to block with my Summoner, my Phoenixborn. That's terrible. But there's a 2/3 chance that they'll reveal this person, which sounds okay. I mean, maybe. So let's hope I have time. For my main action, I'll bring out the free Summon Frost Talon spell. And for my side action, I guess I'll put this on him to still try to use Aerial Strike in a second, maybe. All right, are they gonna do something? Oh, crud, they are attacking with the Dragon Rage against my Skybreak Captain. Yeah, how much life do I have? 15? Okay, I'll block with Air and Frostpeak, save the Skybreak Captain, because they're pretty key to a lot of my strategies. And instead of taking 4 damage, I remove the Astral Die, and I take 3. So I'm at 4 damage out of 15, and they're at 4 damage out of 30. Totally equal. When this unit declares an attacker, place 1 status token on the Dragonborn, so they're going to do an automatic plink to the Skybreak Captain again. Now, importantly, now that they're exhausted, if I do attack them and the Dragonborn doesn't block, which they have a reasonable chance of doing, then I can just kill them without getting retaliated, without countering, so I could just get the kill with my Skybreak Captain, which sounds awesome. We still don't know what this person is, which is a little scary. See, on my turn, let's not wait. Let's go ahead and have the Skybreak Captain attack the Dragon Rage. And here's how it works when the Dragonborn can potentially block. It's the same as in the original game where you roll the die, except here it's one of these dice instead of their D12. In the original, it was a 9 through 12, so 1/3 chance they would block. Here it's a basic means they block, but there's a little wrinkle to that. If they roll the Crown or the Dragon, it's still going up here, so they're fast-tracking their ability to get another status token if they fail to block, so they kind of benefit slightly either way. But let's see if they block for the Dragon. They do not, so I did defeat that, and I do 2 more damage to them. Yay. And again, because they were exhausted, the Skybreak Captain does not get damage at all. And I don't have a side action, so, well, do I? Actually, I hate to say, but I think I'm going to meditate again and raise this up to an owl because I want to summon a Frost Talon. Okay, their main action, the dragon, they reveal and immediately attack. Okay. And because, they're also doing 1 automatic damage to the Skybreak Captain with Poach at the start of their turn, so they lose their Astral Die. And they're getting another status token, and then these are all flipping back down to basic. But on top of all of that, they are flipping this person. Oh, it's another Radiant Flat. No, don't. They lower this. But at least they don't put a status token. And then they're immediately going to attack me, and nobody can block. Oh, man. So I'm taking 2 more damage. I'm also at 6. Now, since she has no more units that can attack or be flipped, she's going to pass her turn every time and not roll the dice, but she will still, on her next turn, resolve the status token for the free damage. All right, what do I want to do? I still want to summon a Frost Talon. Okay, I'm getting a little worried about discarding things off the top of my deck. I don't want to get rid of my best stuff. So I'm going to meditate for my side action, discard this extra summon Stellar Oracle. I don't know if I'll have enough to summon more than 1 each round. I'll change this into a higher die, and then I'll use its 1 higher than I needed. I'll exhaust Summon Frost Talon into main action and get rid of my last die. And these guys are just a 1/1, but they can't be guarded against when I attack their units, which, hey, is nice to finish off stupid people like the Radiant Flash over there. Although I'm thinking all this is a bit of a waste because, as you'll see in a second, their Ready spell is going to deal 1 damage to all my people, and both of them are going to be dead anyway. But so it goes. They're going to poach at the beginning of their turn to deal 1 damage to my Skybreak Captain. Then they pass, and that'll be it for the rest of their turn. And on my turn, my main action will be to attack with the Frost Talon. They can't block because of Stalk. They can't retaliate because they're exhausted. So I did get through all their initial units, but with quite a bit of damage to myself. Ouch. And I still have the ready strike ready to use next turn. Hopefully I won't get hit before I get the chance again. But I'm also going to be passing, so we move to the end of the round. When we do the recovery phase, first each unit recovers equal to the recovery statistic. Aspects don't have recovery, but my Skybreak Captain does. We'll get rid of 1 exhaustion token from every card. We exhaust any dice we still have. We don't have any left. And then we're going to pass the first player token to the dragon, and they'll do their dragon phase. So yeah, my Skybreak Captain has recover 1, so yay, we get 1 back. And we go to the dragon phase. So first they would cleanse. If we had had a type of card that can go in their play area, they would get rid of our cards that are there. They would get status for every surviving aspect for free damage. They don't have any. They replenish their aspects, again, to their threat +1, their 5 value, just left to right, whatever's on top. It looks like it is still alternated this time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. That's interesting. Then the really nasty thing is totally different from the old game. They automatically progress. So remember, with this level 1 card, they were lowering my dice 1 level whenever they got their activated ability from rolling a crown. Now they're going to have a new one, but first they progress. Deal 1 damage to all opposing players' units, and then remove this from the game, and they go to level 2. So now when they roll a crown, they're going to deal 1 damage to either my rightmost unit or my Phoenixborn, my choice. And when they progress at the end of this round, or sorry, I guess the start of the 3rd round, they'll do 3 damage to each opposing player's leftmost unit and remove this spell from the game, and then they get even tougher the next time. Oh, and I'm unexhausted. So yeah, all these exhaustion tokens are gone, but it doesn't matter because they're doing 1 damage to all of my dudes. The Skybreak Captain survives, but both of them are gone. Ouch. And the dragon is the first player, so they'll get to do some more fun, but we get to go into our prepare phase. So we roll all our dice. Let's hope for more owls than last time. 1 is more. No, it's not really more, is it? That was terrible. It was a really bad roll. Don't want to have to meditate more, y'all. Then we can discard any cards we want. No, I'm still happy with Aerial Strike. And then we draw back to 5. So what do we got? Okay, we got, another Skybreak Captain. We got Retreat. It's a basic action with no cost. We get to return an exhausted ally we control and any cards attached to it to our hand. So if this Skybreak Captain gets down to 1 life and they're tanking for us, they could come back and we could resummon them. Dodge costs an owl, but you can play it after an opponent declares attackers. You can place an astral die from your exhausted pool onto a unit you control, and for the remainder of the turn, astral dice you control do not exhaust. So it would stop 1 damage on the unit right then, and then it would stick around for the next time they got hurt. And then Whirlwind's another ready spell, and Aaron can only hold 3 different types of ready spells in their spell board, so that would be the last one along with the 2 summons. And this lets you once per turn lower 2 dice at a target opponent's active pool 1 level, and then if my Phoenixborn has an astral die, I draw 1 card. Yeah, I mean, not blown away by any of those, but honestly, Aerial Strike and Skybreak Captain hopefully will give me enough damage to deal with creatures this turn. But Skatha, how do you pronounce your name, is first. Ooh, she's dealing 1 damage to my rightmost unit or my Phoenixborn. Which one do I want to do? I guess I can take 1 damage for now. Maybe do that dodge thing or something. I don't know. Okay, and then they're also revealing. And okay, this is their Aegis Feathers. It has this little shield icon in the bottom right. This is identical to, I think it was called the Defender keyword in the original Ashes Reborn. What this means is that this unit will defend for the dragonborn if we try to attack her directly, or it'll defend for other non-shield units. This one has the Aegis Feathers ability. When this unit is destroyed, remove 1 exhaustion token from the leftmost aspect on this battlefield. But hey, if there aren't any, then that wouldn't be a problem. And they only have 1 attack, 1 life, and 1 blood. So actually, they're pretty easy to take out. I might just plink them with Aaron's Ascend ability real quick. And sure, why not? So I'll go ahead and use 1 of these, and I will exhaust him. He does 1 damage, so they're dead. 1 damage to the boss. And I get to return the die to him for some defense. Or to make his, work? His Aerial Strike. Okay, that was a side action. Do I want to play my other Skybreak Captain? Maybe I bring in my Stellar Oracle first, because I have some cards I don't love. Yeah, let's do the Stellar Oracle. So they're ready to go, and I get to draw 2, return 1, another Whirlwind, another Summon Frost. I don't love any of that. I guess Summon Frost Talon is probably nicer than some of the other ones. I'll put the second Whirlwind on top. And honestly, I don't even mind if I have to meditate that one away. It seems kind of dumb. All right, and now another one. So, oh no, I don't want... I was going to say my Phoenixborn could take it, but then I would lose this. Oh, but now I have the Stellar Oracle. Perfect. That was not part of the plan, but it's smart. Now they only have 1 life instead of 2, but probably they're going to fight somebody and die anyway, so that's what they're there for. Okay, and they reveal somebody else. Oh, another Dragon Rage. When declared as an attacker, place 1 status token on the dragonborn. All right, but this time I say no. Aaron has a friggin' die on him. Let's use it while it's there. So I'm going to play Aerial Strike for just a basic. And because I have an Astral Die, I can deal 4 damage to any unit. 1 more than needed, but let's take this dude out. That gets her to 10 out of 30, by the way, so 1/3 of her life. I'm at 6 out of 15, so she's still slightly winning by that metric. Let's see, there's a reasonable chance that she's going to, attack my rightmost unit or my person again with a crown, because that's 3 out of 6 faces. So maybe now I summon the Skybreak Captain? Sure. So that's 1. Oh my gosh, that's so much of my remaining dice. But they immediately get 1 in defense with her uplift ability, ready to boost somebody else if needed. All right, let's see if they keep on doing the crowns. Yep. So, yeah, the Skybreak Captain can take 1 damage. Oh, which will take away their die. Gosh darn it. Okay, that's fine. I'd rather them take the damage and then heal it later. Oh, another Aegis Feather. Okay. With that being the case, what if I summon a Frost Talon to kill it in a second? That seems like it should work okay. I don't have any good direct damage options at the moment, but if I attack with them, they can't block. Did I pay for that? I don't think I did. So I only have 2 dice left. I can get a second summon Frost Talon and meditate to get another one of them. I can get Whirlwind in play and start using it. I can use Retreat. It's free to get my Skybreak Captain back before they die. Dodge is not really going to work. We'll see what happens. Oh, crud. If they get the right thing, they're going to hit the Frost Talon. Yep. Well, this time, I don't think I need the die on my Phoenixborn anymore, so I'll put it on my Phoenixborn and they don't take any actual damage. And, they got a Seer. And the Aegis Feathers are blocking for them, so I can't attack them right now. I don't have any direct damage options. Well, so let's do what we planned. We'll have the Frost Talon attack them. Their Stalk ability prevents the Dragonborn from blocking, so they're dead. 1 damage to the Dragonborn. Was Dragonborn what you were called in Skyrim? I feel like I've said that word before. Was it Dragonborn? I know it's Fusro Da and all that stuff, but anyway. So that was my main action. Do I have any side actions? I think I need to meditate. What do I want to meditate? I really don't think I'm going to use this dodge. So let's discard that for the meditation instead of something from my deck and go up to 1 of those. All right, so you can get another status token. She doesn't seem able to roll basics. Gosh darn it. So that's 1 damage to my rightmost. Yeah, Frost Talon can die. That's fine. I get to summon him again later. Don't want to hit my Phoenixborn with any more. Oh, I forgot about the Seer, though, doing 1 damage to me. So I'm at 7 out of 15. That hurts. And then they're revealing... Oh, another Radiant... Gosh darn it. Which lowers this. Okay. But they don't have a ton of life, and nobody's blocking for them now except potentially the Dragonborn. All right, so for my turn, let's hopefully get rid of that Seer and go for the attack. Oh, and sorry, I forgot. They got a status token to plink me in a second. Wait, what are they going to do? Ooh, they're going to attack my leftmost? That's not good. Well, let's see if they block for the Stellar Oracle. They don't? Okay. So I get the kill and take 1 damage instead of 3. That part seems good. And then I think... What do I want to do here? I think I kind of got to retreat, don't I? Yeah, because I don't want them to automatically hit my Skybreak Captain. So let's retreat as a side action. Get them back. Summon them again. And then... Oh man, they're going to attack, but first I'm going to get hit for 1 by the status token, which means I'll die. Unless I just choose not to block the Radiant Flash, which, is probably what I'm going to do. My Phoenixborn's going to die. After the retreat side action, I'm going to get another Summon Frost Talon spell. Now, sorry to overlap so I can summon another one in a bit. All right, then she plinks my Skybreak Captain for 1. And then, wait. The Radiant Flash, if they come in, they're going to deal 2 damage and kill me, but I'll be able to retaliate and kill them back. Otherwise, her Ready spell is going to do 3 to my leftmost unit anyway. So if I don't block her, she'll do 2 damage to my Phoenixborn, but then I can have the Skybreak Captain charge their leader and do 3 damage. But is that worth it? And then I could still summon the Frost Talon in a second to defeat her, so they at least still don't have any aspects left. So it's 2 damage on me. I don't think I should do that. Okay. I'm going to block for my Phoenixborn, and we both die. But I keep my Phoenixborn a bit safer. Okay, so they're done. They're just going to pass. What do I want to do? I can't summon the Skybreak Captain. I could play Whirlwind. I could summon a Frost Talon to do a single damage to her, but then it would get killed by her Ready spell, which kind of makes me think I should just summon nothing. Although, I mean, if I have nothing else to do with my one last die... Okay, well, I'll play... Well, okay, let's meditate twice. Or not twice, I mean like the top 2 cards. To put both of these to higher things. That's a side action. And then for my main action, I'll summon a Frost Talon, because playing Whirlwind is not a main action. And then on the next turn, I'll attack with Frost Talon on their Dragonborn for 1. And for my side action, I'll play Whirlwind. And then for my last main action, I'll exhaust this just to lower 2 dice. I don't have an astral die on my leader, so I'm not going to draw one. Not that it would help me anyway. So I did get them to half life, and I'm lowering that back down, so we're not going to get a status effect as quickly. But my deck's getting a little bit thin. We'll see what I draw this next round. All right, so no recovery. Everything's unexhausted and ready to go. No cleanse for her, no status gain from aspects left alive. She gets 5 new ones. Oh, which is a little bit heavier on level 2s this time, which makes sense since she had an extra level 1 2 rounds in a row. There is, by the way, for those who've seen Red Reigns, a card that lets you sort of emulate running the bot out of cards. I'm trying to remember if it's easier in the original. Did you have to go through once or twice? Because here you have to go through once, again, the stamina 1 when it's single player, and then go through again to actually be able to start dealing damage to them for discard powers and stuff. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure on how that compares, but we're not running a discard deck anyway, so it doesn't matter much. All right, and then she fires off. Progress, deal 3 damage to each opposing player's leftmost unit. So bye-bye Frost Talon, that's fine. And then remove this from the game. So now when she does her activation from rolling a crown, I have to discard 1 card from my hand or off the top of my draw pile. So she's going to deck me instead of dealing damage. And then she'll eventually deal damage to me if that's not possible. And then here, she still does 3 damage to my leftmost unit, but she also adds an extra aspect card at the beginning of the round, so she would go to 6. So this is as highly ramped as she gets. Let's see if we can do 15 more damage before she kills us. All right, I'm rolling dice again. You know what? Owls. I want to see owls. There we go. Ooh, man, that was a good roll. Look, only 1 basic and 4 owls. Where have you been? I still have my 1 Skybreak Captain, and let's see what else we get. Oh god, 2 aerial strikes, and a Javelineer, and a Whirlwind. Well, hey, I can maybe draw some cards that aren't Whirlwind if I put an astral die on my guy. So that's pretty cool. And I'm first again. No, I definitely 100% do not want to put out my Skybreak Captain first, because then even if they survive the round, they'll be the obvious target for the 3 automatic damage from the ready spell. So let's maybe start out with someone decently strong, but not ridiculous, like my Stellar Oracle for my 1 basic and 1 of those. And I get the Divination 2. Dodge sounds decent, especially... Oh, and another Skybreak Captain. Okay. So Whirlwind is the clear loser here. Get on top of the deck. And then for the side action, I could put an owl on them. It doesn't seem to make sense. I'm not going to do anything. Alrighty. Oh, just a basic, so they're just going to reveal. Oh, sorry, it doesn't get slotted in. We don't see those very often. Another Seer. Let's murder that ASAP. Oh, and actually, I've got a pretty good chance to do that with my Stellar Oracle, don't I? Please don't block me, Dragonborn. And let's see. They didn't. Yay, I mean, they do get closer to leveling up, but now that I have Whirlwind, I can just level their dice back down, not their lice. So, yep, we kill the Stellar Oracle, but we also kill the Seer before it gets to hit us for free damage. And that puts her at 17. We're getting there. And once again, yeah, I don't think I have a side action to do, so we'll just go right to her turn. And, okay, what is it? Oh, I have to discard a card from my hand or off the top of my deck. Oh, no, not my Whirlwind on top of my deck. And then they're going to reveal. Rapid Flight again. Oh, that one's annoying. But I can just use Ascend to kill it immediately. Let's do that, I think. So yeah, I'm going to do Ascend with this. So I do 1 damage and that's dead. And then I get this on my guy. So I could use Whirlwind to draw one, but I probably should have some kind of unit. Let's get one of my Frost Talons ready to go. And as my leftmost unit, and then later I can summon one of my Skybreak Captains. Ooh, and I've got Aerial Strike ready to hit them with. Love that. Because they're about to bring out a level 2, which might be a nasty person. Just to reveal again. Interesting. Bird Hunter. Oh, yeah, so they're a 3/3, pretty nasty. After this unit destroys a unit an opponent controls by attacking, because they go for your Phoenixborn, but if you block, deal 1 damage to that opponent's target Phoenixborn. Well, what if I say no? Side action, Aerial Strike, I'll overpay for it, and you're just dead immediately. And oh man, that gets him to 20. That's something. That's definitely something. So that was a side action. Maybe now that the Frost Talon's out, let's bring out 1 Skybreak Captain. I definitely can't afford to bring out both, but I could get at the Javelineer to benefit from their aerial command thing. So that's, oh gosh, you only have 2 things left. And they immediately get I'll block and die. Cool. So wait, sorry, that was my main action. And what was, oh, my aerial strike was my side action. That's right. I'm feeling good about this turn. Wow, and they're just getting basic again. Okay, the blocker, that's nothing. Oh, shoot, I was going to have the Frost Talon go kill them, but if I do, my best unit becomes leftmost again, which is exactly what I wanted to avoid. What if I put up my Javelineer to, like, throw an attack at her in a second? So, yeah, I'll do that for my main action. And then it's another main action to actually do the throw, so I can't do that now. What can I do for a side action? Aerial strike? No. Yeah, okay, so I'll just wait for now and see what they try to do here. Okay, another basic. Oh, which means that, nope, the Aegis Feather does not have an attack icon. Nothing here, which means it's not eligible to attack, because on a basic, they attack if able. They're not able, so they just reveal their last dude, which means they're going to stop rolling and just keep on attacking. Oh, it's another Bird Hunter, and I can't, oh, shoot. I can't attack them with somebody because of the Aegis Feather. Oh, no, wait, this is fine, I will... as my... I can't kill him with the Javelineer. Oh, right. There we go. Aerial strike, my last die. I still have the astral die. Didn't go anywhere. So 3 automatic damage. 4. You're dead. And I think I might have things wrapped up here because they can't attack, so they're just going to pass on their turn. So I'm just going to like kind of get turns for a while. I can't afford anything else in my hand. I can't summon another Frost Talon, but I can do my Whirlwind. So sure, let's go ahead and exhaust that to lower 2 of these 1 levels. So that becomes a basic, and that becomes a crown. And I get to draw a card. Oh, we haven't seen this guy. This is my last unit. The Cirrus Ranger. They cost 2. And Aerial Ambush. When this unit comes into play, if your Phoenixborn has an astral die on it, deal 1 damage to a target Phoenixborn an opponent controls, and lower 1 die in their active pool 1 level. Not bad. Can't afford them right now, but hey, next turn, that'll be great. And like I said, they're just going to keep on passing. So let's go and do Frost Throw. I could boost it with Aerial Command, but who cares, because I'm just doing 1 damage to this person, so that's 1 more damage to the boss. And then I will use Aerial Command on the Frost Talon, so it attacks for 2. And then unfortunately, my Skybreak Captain cannot Aerial Command themselves, but they'll attack for 3 more. Ooh! How the turns have tabled. We have 7 damage on us and 2 life left on you. Yeah, they're super dead, obviously. But that is the end. We lose our nice defensive things. These go away. And yeah, it's going to be a lot nicer when we go around to their turn. So they're putting out 3, and then, let's read it. So it says, when the Dragonborn's draw pile becomes empty, you start with the Stamina 2 side. Flip this card so it's at Stamina 1, shuffle the discard pile, and keep this card beneath it. So again, we'd have to go through again to actually start like impacting them. All right, then we're putting out 2 more. But they aren't done there because they're doing their level 3, which we'll just keep on doing it. Deal 3 damage each opposing player's leftmost unit. No, my Frost Talon! Just kidding, that was your job. And then add a face-down aspect card to their battlefield. So yep, they're getting an extra one. It's a little too late, though. But with how touch and go this was, I think we would have died with +2 aspects. Okay, I'm going to roll my dice. Shouldn't matter too much. I should be able to kill them pretty quickly this turn. But hey, still another good roll. And I can discard anything I want. I'll discard the dodge and draw 3. Okay, I got another dodge. Got another summon Frost Talon, retreat. I mean, really, I've got enough to kill them already, so it doesn't matter. But hey, they do have a chance. Here we go. They go first. And what are they doing? They're getting that. Just a reveal. A Dragon Rage. Too late. Because yeah, I can attack with anybody. And since it's not a shield unit, they won't block. So we defeated Scatha on +1 difficulty. +2 would have been tough. +3 and 4 seems silly. But you're really supposed to do that in campaign mode where you like start with the basic deck and add better and better cards and kind of fine tune it to your exact specifications. But there you go. That was a little taste of the Ashes Ascendancy starter set with one of the new Phoenixborns and their base deck. Again, go watch Steve's co-op guild play of Issa Brightmore if you want to see more. So what do I think overall? Well, first, the easy stuff. I like this new Phoenixborn deck a lot. Issa seems cool too. I really like the new die. The ability to like give your units defense is pretty different from the other abilities that have come from these dice before, so that's nice. And then Issa's cards are super interesting. The Artifice Magic, if you use one of the B symbols, you put the die on the person, it becomes a charge. And a lot of their cards will do different things based on whether they're charged or not. Like the Thunderhawk can only attack if it's charged. Or look at this crazy one. The Barrier lets you block 3 damage when somebody gets attacked if they're charged. Now, my only question for this one and sort of / concern for this one is that all the other dice abilities are pretty universal. Like, you never don't want to have a frog to deal free damage to a unit. This thing to block damage is great. Or the Justice one to give your units +1 attack, or to take away somebody else's -1 attack, lower their dice, recall cards. Like, all of these are useful. This is the first one, I would say, that really is limited to cards that say they do something. Like, a ton of cards in this deck say that if they're charged, do this. If they're charged, do that. But right now, unless I'm missing something, no other cards in the entire, like, giant card pool set care about being charged whatsoever, which means these artifice dice seem a little limited / pointless. I don't know yet. Definitely that's the only part on the player building side that seems a little less interesting to me. As for the Dragonborn, the new aspects seem fine. Big thing about the Dragonborn overall, just kind of like talking about Skatha Kalani, is that she seems very basic. She reminds me of the original Corpse of Vyros, which makes sense because this is, a new starter set. They want people to learn the solo co-op and not be too intimidated by it. So I don't mind that she's more straightforward and a little bit more basic than the recent Chimera that have barely done wild things. The other thing, though, that's a little bit, I don't know, not disappointing, but it's not my favorite, is that all the Chimera in the old Red Rain set would have 2 entirely different set of aspects, so you can kind of play each boss 2 different ways, or even like mix and match them for some real surprises. But for her, she only has 1. So, not a big deal. I'm not sure what their entire release schedule will look like for more of these Dragonborn, but it does seem like there might be a little bit less replay on the boss side, just because of that choice, so it goes. Well, let's get to maybe the most important thing. What do I think of the solo co-op changes? Well, as you saw, if you've seen my old Red Rains videos, tons of the stuff is the same. Like, the way they resolve their turn is basically the same. Now they use these dice instead of the D12. Yes, they have fewer options for what happens, but it seems like they cover that because 50% of the sides are this crown. That's the most common face to roll. And that's going to activate these ready spell top abilities, which seem kind of analogous to the old Red Rain's Chimera abilities that would be like specific to the Chimera, like putting out, negative status cards and stuff. So it seems like a simpler way to model kind of the same functionality, taking away the extra D12. Same thing with the blocking. I never loved when the boss blocked in the Red Rains mode. Here it's kind of more frustrating, because at least there you'd have a 1/3 chance of them blocking and it sucked, but otherwise they did nothing. Here they either block or they move up one of the dice to get them a status token faster. So yeah, blocking's still probably my frustration. I still might want a house rule it to where they can only block once per turn, because unlike a player, they can just block infinitely for their units if they roll right. So that's about the same. Still not my favorite aspect, but it is what it is. And the fact that it's just the same dice pool for everything is certainly a cleaner design point. Now, the biggest thing that I like, because again, most of this is the same, is getting rid of the Red Rains and how these progress things work and how the statuses work. So in the old game, if you had the bad luck to get these dice to go up and to get Red Rains, or if you were playing at a higher difficulty setting where it was tough to kill all the aspects, and any that were left alive would give them free Red Rains, the boss would massively power up. They would do devastating ultimate attacks, and when that happened in the game, especially at a higher difficulty level, you would probably lose, and if you got lucky and it didn't happen, and the Red Rains just kind of were stingy and never came out, especially because there were some like player decks that could just starve them of the ability to move these dice up and stuff, then they wouldn't level up, they would never fire off their ultimates, and they were kind of easy. So I think the big design choice that now the progress just always advances, and they're doing these nasty, like, big super effects and getting more powerful activated effects every round, I think overall that's a good choice, because it takes away some of the swinginess inherent in the Red Rains tokens and makes things more consistent. It also means that the luck or not luck of them filling this up, especially now that they're rolling it more often every time they activate, every time they have to guard, the fact that that happens more quickly, but that the effect is more minor than getting a whole dang Red Rains token and firing off an ultimate potentially, like here's just 1 damage, I think that's also a good design choice. So it feels like the Phoenixborn are going to be a bit more consistent, and also I think more consistently challenging, because I got to tell you, that play you just watched, I won, but I did have half my life gone, and I had to like work at it and get lucky with some rolls. Whereas with the old Chimera, I feel like when I would be like at 1 level, or even sometimes 2 level, it would be kind of a cakewalk, because if I managed the Red Rains and they didn't have the luck, like I said, they wouldn't really ramp up enough. With these ready spells, they're doing nasty stuff no matter what you do. So you need to bring it, and I think every game's going to be more of a challenge. Still on basic level, probably any deck can beat them if you play pretty well. So overall, my big analysis of the new Dragonborn and Ashes Ascendancy is that they're like 80 to 90% the same as the old ones, which works well. The first one's a little simplistic, so I hope they get more complex eventually. The simplification of only using these dice is pretty good. The defending is still annoying, and I think the ready spell, consistent upgrading, and nastiness is better than the original Red Rains and the swinginess. So I think overall it's probably an upgrade, but I really need to see if they go wild later on with cool designs with this base system, and if the system supports crazy bosses like we got in the original Red Rains. If they can do that, I think I'll be totally happy, and I'll still keep playing because Ashes is a great game. So thanks for watching, everybody, and a special thank you to our biggest Patreon supporters, J. William F., Steve Wren, Pedro Lucas, Miles, KCW, Andrew R., and Chris C. We'll see you at the next stop.